You look them right in the eye, shake their hand, and 2 seconds later your brain is a total blank. The name they just uttered has vanished into a black hole. It's not that you weren't listening, it's that your brain literally refused to save the file. If you've ever stood there nodding while screaming internally, "What is their name?" you aren't suffering from early onset memory loss. You're experiencing a high-speed collision between social anxiety and cognitive architecture. Today we are breaking down the 3 hidden saboteurs of name recall. We're going to look at the Baker/Baker paradox, why your brain prefers pictures over labels, and the exact moment your encoding system fails you. By the end of this, you'll realize why names are the hardest thing for a human being to remember, and how to finally stop the "hey you" cycle. Here's the thing, your brain is a visual powerhouse, but it's a terrible filing cabinet for random data. I've noticed that most people beat themselves up for forgetting a name while remembering exactly what the person was wearing, their height, and the mole on their chin. Look, faces are concrete. They are processed in a specialized part of the brain called the fusiform face area. When you see a face, your brain is reading a story of geometry and emotion. But a name? A name is an arbitrary label. It has no hook. Unless that person is a celebrity, the name Jason or Sarah doesn't inherently mean anything. Your brain is screaming, "Why should I care about these 5 letters? I'm busy mapping the structural layout of their jawline." This brings us to what psychologists call the Baker/Baker paradox. Imagine I tell you, "This is Mr. Baker." Then, I tell another person, "This man is a baker." A week later, you're much more likely to remember the second guy's profession than the first guy's name. Why? Because the profession of a baker comes with a mental kit. You smell fresh bread, you see the white hat, you think of a kitchen. It's anchored to 1,000 existing memories. But Mr. Baker, the name? It's an island. It's floating in your mind with zero context, making it incredibly easy to drift away. Most people think they forgot a name, but honestly, most of the time, you didn't forget it. You never actually learned it. This is encoding failure. Think back to the last time you were introduced to someone new. Your brain wasn't a recorder, it was a performer. You were thinking, "Do I have food in my teeth? Is my handshake too firm? Don't forget to mention that project." While you were busy managing your social ego, the other person said their name, and it bounced right off your forehead. We call this the next-in-line effect. Your cognitive resources are so drained by the pressure of your own upcoming performance that you lack the RAM to process incoming data. Your internal monologue is saying, "Okay, my turn to speak in 3, 2, 1, and the name just gets deleted to save power for your own opening line. But what if you did hear it? What if you repeat it in your head and then, 10 minutes later, it's gone? That's a retrieval failure. Names are stored in your semantic memory, a dense, chaotic web of facts. If you meet a Dave, but you already know 3 other Daves, a Dave from high school and your Uncle Dave, your brain experiences memory interference. It's like trying to find a specific folder in a cabinet, where every folder is labeled the same thing. The information is in there, but the search bar in your brain is lagging because of the clutter. And we can't ignore the anxiety tax. When you're nervous, your body releases cortisol. This isn't just a stress hormone, it's a cognitive disruptor. It physically impairs the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories. If you want to stop the cycle of awkward silences and forgotten introductions, hitting subscribe ensures you see our next deep dive on the social architect, how to master any room without fear. So how do we fix it? We move from shallow encoding to deep encoding. The echo. Repeat the name immediately. "Nice to meet you, Julian." This forces your brain to produce the data, not just receive it. The visual anchor. Find a hook. If their name is Rose, imagine them holding a literal rose. It sounds silly, but you're giving that island a bridge to the rest of your brain. The eye contact lock. Make eye contact for a split second longer when they say the name. This signals to your brain, this moment is high priority. Save file now. Remember, forgetting a name isn't a sign that you're rude or unintelligent. It's a sign that you're human, and probably a bit overstimulated. Be kind to yourself. The more you relax, the more resources your brain has to actually do its job. But I want to know about your glitch moments. What was the exact tiny thing they did that made you realize the vibe had shifted and you had absolutely no clue what their name was? Was it when they asked for your number? Or when they introduced you to someone else? Drop the story in the comments. Let's see who has the most high-friction name drop fail.